Folks, it's Wednesday night, and we are here live in the On the Money Sports Lounge in the theater section. To be clear, it's the Mega Powers bringing you another edition of On the Money podcast. We're super pumped. We got to see a lot of our teams, a lot of our favorite players officially at training camp today going down. Practices went down. Some people made it, some people didn't. Unfortunately, we've already got injury news, a whole lot to cover, a week removed from last week's podcast when we basically left off with some of the cliffhangers in these situations with wide receivers and potential holdouts and all that good stuff. And here with me to cover that and more for tonight's episode of On the Money podcast, none other than the commissioner of the On the Money Sports League, the commissioner of the Elite Eight League, Oscar O'Money Muniz in the house.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Just doing my little due diligence. Sharing the podcast, making sure all our top fans are getting in. Lately, no notifications are going out. I keep looking to find out what's going on, why it's not going on. Facebook is trying to suppress On the Money Sports, and we will not allow that. We cannot be suppressed. We are the voice of the voiceless.
Silenced. We will not be silenced.
CM Punk circa 2011. That's who we are.
Once we get our YouTube page going, it's a freaking wrap. At that point in time.
After that, screw Facebook.
You know, they're going to be seeing this in Indonesia a whole lot more. They're going to be seeing this in Germany a whole lot more. Shout out to the international spots that take the time to kick it with On the Money Sports and On the Money podcast on podcast night. And we appreciate everybody in our inner circle who chimes in each and every week because this is what we've been waiting for. The countdown is on. 43 days away from NFL football action, Cowboys versus Eagles to open up the 2025 season. And we are at the end of July. Preseason games are around the corner. It's hot take central, overreactions, all that good stuff that makes up the anticipation of another season of NFL football, baby.
That's always the crappy part about the whole training camp situation because so many people are ecstatic, not just fans, but these players are enthused. They're ready. The ones that know that they got to fight for their spots. Yeah. There's guys that are clinging on. There's guys that
players and coaching staffs
that are fighting for their coaching careers, their coaching lives. And I was just looking at the comment. That's why it's not that I lost my train of thought.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Chris?
You're rooting for these players to make that impact, to make that, like some of these veterans, that one last
push.
And
it's a lot of coaching staffs in front offices with a lot to prove
and
too.
It
just
sucks
like the
when players get hurt. Like Artie Burns, former first-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2015. It didn't make it here, but you know what? He's made a career in the NFL to where he's still in the league 10 years later.
It's looking like he suffered a torn ACL today,
and it sucks to see that. I hate to see that. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's misdiagnosed and it's just a real bad knee sprain, and he's out maybe a month, 2 months.
Yeah, it sucked. By his reaction on the field, the picture that they got of him when he's like slamming his helmet down, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, bro, like he knows what it is. He knows as a veteran that's been in the league as long as he's been in an injury right now, like, you know, first day back at practice officially is just not what you want to see. It's not what the Dolphins want to see because we talked about them on the pod, a team that it's hard to kind of figure them out. We know there's a lot of things to like about them, and we also know there's a lot of reasons why we should not trust the Miami Dolphins, but nonetheless, an injury to a key piece of that defense is not going to help their chances in a division that we can both agree on is going to be a little more chippy in the East. Is going to be a little fun. East. What up, Jordan? Everybody who's just tuning in right now, we're just getting warmed up for the podcast tonight. Do us a favor, like, share the podcast. Let us know that you're tuned in.
Look who just tuned in as well.
Home run derby by the Phillies versus the Red Sox. Yankees next on the hit list. I can't wait. I can't wait for this weekend. I'll be out there for 2 out of the 3 games, Friday night and Saturday. Phillies versus Yankees in the Bronx. Round 2 after the epic beatdown that we put on you guys last year in Philly. I can still remember the fans of Philadelphia out there chanting MVP for Aaron Judge. It was a beautiful time to be alive. That was like my favorite game to go to. The bank is on fire. Oh, you're at the game right now, bro?
Nice.
Shit, good shit. Yeah, I know Stott hit a home run. Castellanos hit a home run. Harper and Schwarber all went yard on the Red Sox. And I took the Phillies money line. So it's working out really, really good from that perspective. But, along with that, baseball's heating up right now. The football season is in its infancy right now because now with baseball, it's like they're getting into, they're trying to get into gear for like the playoff race on that side. So we're heading into September and Red October where like the intensity level for baseball just goes through the roof. And being out there for those games, like Heather and I were talking about getting tickets for like some Phillies playoff games and just like being out there.
I've been to one game this year. I can't complain. It was fun.
Yeah. And it's nice to just be able to go to a couple before the summer closes out because that shit goes by fast.
I don't like being out there when it's hot.
No, yeah. So we're ready to break down all the good stuff. I was just, buying time to share the podcast on a couple of the pages. I had misspelled the word, so I had to go back and clear it out because I thought I had time. I was looking at the ticker and I was like, oh, I got 30 seconds. I got plenty of time. And I'm over here screwing around, and then I look up again and it's like I got 2 seconds, and that's when I put my phone down. I was like, all right, screw it. Let me just focus on the introduction, and then I'll get back to sharing the shit. Nice. I know it's jumping out there right now. Yeah, you got to definitely bring Sherman into the pod too. We got to. I've met a guy named Sherman who's actually a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Met him through playing MLB The Show.
Brethren.
But if you were to talk to him, it would be an interesting conversation because it's always funny talking to people and getting the perspectives of people, even people who root for the same teams, because you could be watching the same movie and not see the same things. And I feel like having a conversation with them, would definitely be
fellow brethren.
Yeah. So
I wonder if he's a more enthusiastic. You know what though?
I think he's very enthusiastic
about the closer we get, the more optimistic I start to become.
The win total just bumps up.
I'm starting to go like this.
You start seeing them at practice.
12 wins, maybe.
So are you buying into Aaron Rodgers? Is that what's happening right now? Is that what's going on?
I think I am.
Mikey, what up, brother?
I think I am.
Are you're buying into Aaron Rodgers? You've been given some of the hallucinogen tea.
I have been given some of the hallucinogenic tea. I've been in there.
What's that?
In the lake where he's.
Is that where he does? He puts his hands up while
he's got half his face in. I've been meditating with him.
Drugged up.
And you know what? The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to actually host a playoff game. They are winning the damn division.
There we go.
You want a hot take? There you go. Steelers screw it. Even if they get 12 wins, I got to shave the beard off. And you know what? I'll do it live on the pod. I'll do it live on the pod. The whole thing right there.
If they what? What do you
12 wins. Remember that's the bet with
you'll shave your beard.
Because remember I said 9-8, 10-7.
You've got nothing to worry about. Your beard is going to stay intact because the Steelers are not going to win 12.
They're going to win 12 games. You want a guy to watch out for? You want your sleeper pick in fantasy?
Calvin Austin.
Calvin freaking Austin.
The guy that you need to be great, right?
Calvin Austin is going to erupt.
Oh, man.
I'm calling it out. Austin's going to get between 800 to 1,000 yards this year, which thus is his final contract year, is going to get paid by somebody next season.
Who?
I can see him going to the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes using him like he was Tyreek Hill.
Calvin Austin? The guy that I told you guys about a couple years back. What did you tell me when I was telling you about Calvin Austin?
I mean, look.
No, he hasn't done it. What's he done? No, I don't know. He ain't the two. We got to see.
I don't care, dog.
We got to see. Now,
Calvin Austin is going to be a wide receiver too. And when you're picking him in rounds 12, 13, 14, 15,
waiver wire,
you're going to come back on this podcast a month after the season starts and goes like this. Oh, shit. Well, money was right.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, bud. I'm
all
sorry. Right. I can't get behind all that.
Hey.
I
told you.
I like Caleb
just
Johnson.
Like Caleb Johnson.
I like Caleb Johnson. I like Jonnu Smith. I like, the potential for what they could be.
No matter what,
DK's a little too crazy for me to be trusting.
no matter what, the 41-year-old quarterback is still a better option than the 36-year-old quarterback they had last year. That's just
Russ.
Yeah. I'm going to come out and say it. I would rather have Aaron Rodgers this year than Russell Wilson.
Look at you praising Rodgers. Who would have thought? It's really 2025.
Oh,
Things have
God.
changed. Are you going to get the jersey? Are you going to get the number 12 jersey?
When they win the division, I will.
Oh, and you shave the beard?
I will shave the
Austin
beard.
Doesn't even get drafted in mocks, including my 31-round dynasty mock. He's saying, oh, when you're looking for him in the 11th round or the 12th round, bro, Calvin Austin's going to be sitting on your waiver wire when the draft is over. And you have the option of completely bypassing him and ignoring him, like most people will. Or you can pick him up and you can, put him on your bench. And, good luck trying to figure out what's going to come of
How many fantasy relevant players are on the Giants? Maybe 2? Okay.
Malik Neighbors, Malik Neighbors is fantasy relevant. And then you're going to have Tyron Tracy.
And that's where it stops. You drafting Russ?
Me? Am I drafting Russ? No.
Okay.
I don't think
You drafted Theo, the tight end?
Dynasty, yeah, he's there.
I'm talking about redraft. Okay.
Maybe.
I can name like 3 or 4 Steelers that could be fantasy relevant players.
I won't rule it out. I'm just saying your wide receiver 2 is going to be on the waiver wire.
And then you know what? It's gonna be someone's pick when they get them. Come championship weekend.
League winner.
Come championship week. Maybe he gets you through those couple weeks.
Well, speaking of championship weekend, in my hands right now is my actual nameplate from my 2024 championship, which is why, I've got the belt positioned here where I have it. I've just been fiddling with it as we progress the show. I'm not getting any pomp and circumstance for this. I'm not getting any balloons. The ceremony's cut short, unfortunately, because the person that I beat for it is sitting right next to me. But nonetheless,
give me the damn belt. And I've done it for every champion. I've done it for every champion. I'll do it for you too. Yeah. Nobody's ever gotten theme music.
And I officially etch my name in history among the greats of the On the Money Sports League as I set out to defend my championship in the 2025 season. It's a perfect fit, perfect match, ladies and gentlemen. Fake cut the ribbon, balloons, release the doves. And now the championship is intact. We lost the comment section. Steelers fans are the only people drafting him. That's also a potential possibility right there.
Hey,
I will be passing up. In fairness, I'm not going to just bash the team. I like Caleb Johnson. That's who I would go for. I'll draft the Steelers defense. Everything else, DK is a little too crazy for me. I'd rather not, have to deal with that shit on a weekly basis on Sundays. If he's not getting enough looks, I don't want the dude to go crazy or anything like that.
If Aaron Rodgers has a Brett Favre-esque first year of 49, like with the Vikings, they're all going to be fantasy relevant.
So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Steelers players are going to be fantasy relevant, or do you think that my man's over here has had a little bit too much of the Aaron Rodgers tea and is starting to get a little, delusional with where this is going to go?
The Bengals are a mess, whether anybody wants to admit it or not.
So you don't got them.
Their top defensive end is still not reporting. After the Watt contract, from what I read, the TJ Watt contract ended talks between the Bengals and Hendrickson because Hendrickson said, "You see what he just got paid? I need to be close to that."
Yeah, Bengals say, "Yeah."
Yeah, the Bengals they still haven't signed their first round pick.
They just hung up the phone laughing.
They still haven't gotten their first round pick signed, who honestly wasn't that great of a sack guy in college, only 4.5 sacks last year. So they jettisoned some of their better defensive players on their thing. They're going to score.
Bashing the
I'm
Bengals
I will
doesn't
not
help
bash
the Steelers, though.
Yeah,
how does that equal the Steelers winning the division?
The only team I have to worry about is Baltimore.
I think you got to worry about both.
Yeah,
I think you got to worry about both. You don't got to worry about the Browns.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're a dumpster fire.
But I think that it would behoove you to keep an eye open.
I'm worried
for
about
both
the Ravens, and that's
teams.
it. I'm hoping this is the year Derrick Henry finally takes that step back.
I mean, people have been hoping that for a while, right? been hoping that since what?
And I have yet to
2017?
see Lamar Jackson do 3 straight healthy seasons. So this is a big test for him this year. He has not done 3 straight healthy seasons.
I don't know. So I guess the spoiler is that when we cover the AFC, NFC North, that
I'm doing it. I already did the bet. $10
at the top
for $100 again. We're gonna go for year 2.
I was talking about it with the guys when we were playing the show earlier. I got you guys more around that 10-7. You know, it's an honest place to be for the Steelers, and
I think the defense is going to be better this year
than last year.
Yeah. I don't think Darius Slay is as bad as everyone makes him out to be. I think Jalen Ramsey still got a lot left. And, you know, as much as I love Fitzpatrick, the last 2.5 years, he really wasn't making plays.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking that him and Sherm weren't going to see eye to eye, but apparently this guy's been sipping the tea all week. And
the hell with it.
He's leaning
Who am I?
So is TJ Watt actually going to show up in the playoffs this year?
Oh, God, he better. I got $108 million reasons why.
For that price, he better show up in the playoffs. Oof is right, my friend.
I would have just tagged him. I told you. I would have tagged him, then tagged him a second time. He would have still gotten close to like $70 million for 2 years. But like I said, the contract broke after the podcast, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
yes,
this is my first time.
I was tagging you.
This is the first time I get to explain it.
Damn, Red Sox just came back on the Phillies 6-5. So much for that home run derby.
So if you look at it, Watt originally wanted a 5-year deal. The Steelers stood their ground and said no. The Steelers were not going to do a 5-year deal. Their whole thing was, we're willing to pay you, but 3 years. So people are like, why just the 3 years, blah, blah, blah. When you think about it, next year it's their plan to go all out, draft a quarterback in the city that's going to be hosting it as well, Pittsburgh. You've got Drew Allard out there. You got Newsonmeyer out there. Lenora Sellers.
Good question.
Because the
Bengals didn't re-sign Hendrickson.
The Bengals are going to win another 8 games this year.
That's why.
Book it, 8-9.
Yeah, I disagree with that too.
The Browns are going to be 5-12.
Okay, I get what you're there.
And the Ravens, I haven't seen nobody in the AFC.
Winning the North.
Nobody in the AFC North has ever won the division 3 years in a row.
Yeah, nobody on your defense stopped Derrick Henry last year in the playoffs.
And we got rid of that guy. He's down in South Beach now.
Ran your asses over.
Yeah.
Dog walked your entire defense.
It ain't going to happen again.
Dog walked them.
It ain't going to happen again.
And Lamar was throwing on y'all. They beat you guys every possible way you could beat a football team.
And we improved our secondary. We improved our defensive line with our rookie that I believe is going to be fantastic addition.
Jalen Ramsey's not keeping up with Jamar Chase. And who's on the other guy? Slay? Slay's not keeping up with T. Higgins. So as long as your front seven is knocking Burrow on his ass, that's how you beat the Bengals. It's not going to be with the secondary
Bengals,
locking those guys up.
Did they sweep us last year?
I'm just happy to hear Oscar finally.
Did the Ravens beat us twice out of 3 times. I will say that.
And 2 of them were recent, towards the back end of the year. And they were beat down.
Yeah, they were done. They were listen. They had no I'll be the first to tell you they had no business being in the playoffs.
This Steelers offense has a little more sizzle.
I think it's going to be better
this year. A little more,
I think
you guys were flat soda last year at the end. It was flat. Just open the Coca-Cola.
As I love Najee Harris, looking back at the film, looking about the time, it's like he wasn't good for us.
Oh, you say that now. Remember when I told you that?
I wish we kept him because I thought, I kept using
excuses.
However, I really like Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson is a huge upgrade.
Caleb Johnson is better than Najee Harris could ever be already.
I think he's going to be a huge upgrade. I think Jonnu Smith and the Pat Freiermuth tandem, the 2 tight ends, is going to really work. To where Pat now, you could keep Jonnu back the block and you could send Pat out to run routes where Pat should, because we just got paid. He's one of the 5th highest paid tight ends in the league. Go freaking use him. And then the X factor, and I think DK is gonna ball.
Yeah, Mike, he definitely changed his tune compared to like a month and a half ago when we were talking to him. Not even then, 2 weeks ago.
So Dallas fans, you can enjoy George Pickens all you want. Everybody thinks the offense is gonna suck because George ain't there. George is crashing out 80% of the time. And I'm on here like a dumbass Steelers fan trying to defend them, and like I sound like an idiot defending them.
We tried.
I'll be the first to say it.
We did try. There was no defending him when he was getting into that scuffle at the end credits. Like that was wild. Remember that?
Yeah.
At the end of the game when they're showing the
bro. Not
scores,
only that,
it's like bro, the show's over.
The Thursday night game, bro. There was a chance to maybe make a play in the end zone when the ball's bobbling in the air, and this bitch is fighting somebody. He's fighting a Browns player in the snow. Like, bro, you didn't even pay attention to what the hell's going on.
Well, what's your projection for George Pickens with Dallas?
I think he's gonna be. If George Pickens doesn't have over 1,000 yards, matter of fact, if George Pickens doesn't have above 1,200 yards, it is a failure. Because there's no excuse, none, for that guy not to have 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. So much attention's going to be on CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, besides that,
so he has nothing but opportunity.
Jalen Tolbert.
The only person who's gonna hurt himself is George Pickens. Is George Pickens gonna get mad when Dak keeps throwing the CD?
He's gonna get mad about something. He's a little crazy in that. So he's gonna snap about something. TJ Watt paid, and that's something to go out. That's good. That's fine.
Anyway, let me get back to the Watt scenario. So they have every intention of drafting their quarterback next season. Like I said, there's Drew Allard, Lenore Sellers, who I truly believe Lenore Sellers is going to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Pittsburgh's going to do whatever it takes. I'm hoping Lenore does not go all out crazy and win a Heisman, and then he's freaking picked in the top 5. It's going to piss me off. But that's why I'm hoping Allard goes crazy. I'm hoping Newsommeyer goes crazy. I'm hoping Manning goes crazy. Because those 3 are going to just get picked ahead of him because of the pedigree. Where Sellers could still be there, pick 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, where the Pittsburgh Steelers can move up and grab them. And I believe in Lenore Sellers. I think Sellers is going to be a phenomenal quarterback in the NFL. So when you draft that quarterback next year, what's the big thing that you don't have to worry about with a quarterback on a rookie deal?
Will Howard is taking that job.
Yeah, he's taking Mason Rudolph's job next year.
Sure, Will Howard can ball too. Steelers fan. They want Howard. They don't want who you want. They want Howard.
I want Sellers.
Right? They don't care. They don't care.
I don't care.
This isn't a fantasy booking about what you want.
Well, it is, and it's
going
to
happen. Delusions of your hopes and dreams.
It's July 23rd, 2025. We're getting Lenore Sellers.
You guys just drafted a quarterback. All right?
And he's in the 6th round.
He's there. He's learning.
Tom Brady happens once every millennia.
Soaking up the tea right now.
Well,
talking to Aaron.
He's that's the crazy part. The 2 of them have been inseparable.
He's like this right now. So all that other crap you're spewing about you guys drafting another quarterback, forget about it.
Dude, I think Will Howard was with them. Excuse me. I think Will Howard's with them back in earlier this month, out there in Cali with them training. Like, no, Will, don't drink the tea.
He's hanging out. What do you want from him? You want him to not learn?
Nah, he needs to learn. Like, listen. Like, anyway, like, let me just get my. So, they draft a guy like Sellers or Allard or Newsommeyer. That's a 5-year deal. And that means the quarterback contract is cap numbers are. So what normally happens with a franchise quarterback, it's the 4th year they get paid if they are who, you envision them to be. They showed you who they can be. And, like, this is it. By that time, Watt's contract is going to be done when they got to pay that rookie quarterback. So, and by that time, Watt's going to be like 35, 36. Do I think he's going to be this guy that you're going to sign again? Absolutely not.
And Vladdy just hit a 2-run shot. You still have Vladdy?
Yes.
He just hit a 2-run shot. Blue Jays up 4-2 on the Yankees.
So then you pay Howard. Watt's contract's off the books. I mean, not how or whoever it may be, and you're right there. So I understood why they did what they did. I don't know if I would have done that because you guys already know, at 31 years old, I said it back in April. They should have seen if they could get a first-round pick for him. Back in April, I was willing to tank this year. Willing. But once they decided not to tank, I can't have that tank mindset anymore.
Well, so once they don't draft that quarterback, you're gonna get rid of that mindset
so pissed.
Because that mindset is just for now.
I'm gonna
just
be
like
furious.
You said to yourself, you thought this. I told you, I was like, you really think this football team is gonna tank? They don't know how to tank. They're just either gonna be mediocre or maybe exceed some expectations.
They're gonna have the draft picks to move up into the top 10. Point blank. No, bar anything. They have the draft capital to move up in that draft and get who they need to get.
It's just a question of who's actually going to be in the top 10 this year.
Either way, there's going to be 5 of these guys coming out this year.
It's quarterback draft.
It's not going to be this year where it was Cam Ward. Point blank, it was Cam Ward. Shador Sanders was never on Cam Ward's level.
It was running.
Whether anybody wanted to, take the whole Shador Sanders, nobody's hating on him. He was not on Cam Ward's level. Cam Ward was the only guy. You know what some people said? If J.J. McCarthy waited a year, J.J. would have been the number 1 pick.
He would have been the guy. But this was the running backs year. We're not going to see a running back draft class like the one that we just got. Like with all those names, Genty and Hampton.
Yeah, you're not going to see that kind of class for a while.
And, your boy.
Nate Judkins, he's in his
Samson.
Listen, the one thing about the NFL, regardless, Judkins will sign. Judkins will be suspended, and as soon as Judkins comes back, all you got to do is give him. They won't start him, but in the second, third quarter, when you give him a couple carries and he busts them out for 10, 15 yards, guess what happens after that? Keep giving him. That's how the NFL works.
I'm hearing a whole lot of wishful thinking going on the podcast so far today. As far as I know right now, Judkins has a 50-50 shot at playing this year. And the reason why the Browns haven't signed him yet.
He's not getting suspended for the full year.
Because they are not going to allow. They're not going to allow for one of their players who they just paid to be sitting on the exempt list, which is exactly what Goodell would do.
So how about that guy they traded for a couple of years that was suspended for the first 12?
They know that. They don't want to do that again.
They're the Browns.
They don't want to be like the team that
he's going to get
before
signed.
Anybody else does it.
I can promise you he's going to be signed.
Yeah, but they told him straight up, you got to worry about the non-football stuff going on in your life right now. No. The organization basically told him, you got to get this figured out.
Once the court, what hurt him more was the court date got pushed back. He should be arguing with his lawyer to get a court date finalized so they can get it arraigned, figure out what's happening, plead to whatever they're probably working right now with the prosecutor on what to plead to. I guarantee it. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what Addison and his lawyer been doing. That's what Rashid Rice and his lawyer were doing. Which that is going to take it. He's going to get some type of suspension too himself.
Yeah, that suspension is coming. He officially got 30 days that he's going to have to do within a span of 5 years. 5 years of probation. We didn't have that information on last week's podcast. That didn't happen until after we went off the air, where they officially handed down the verdict, I guess you could say, on Rashid Rice and his situation, and not to mention,
regardless, it kind of doesn't hurt Rice because I don't think he's ready to come back this year yet. Anyway, he probably wasn't ready to come back till October. So you're going to suspend him, and he's not. It doesn't even affect him because he's not going to be able to play regardless.
We talk about comebacks, and it's what version of the player is actually coming back?
That's another guy. We're talking about ACL, bro. It takes a full year. Ayuk's not going to be I know Ayuk's not going to be who Ayuk is until 2026.
Well, we don't even know when Ayuk is actually going to get back on the field because Shanahan came out today and said that what timetable? He basically made it seem like there is no official date for when Brandon Ayuk is actually going to be ready to get onto the field, which makes me feel as though it ain't happening until maybe November, depending on what the state of the football team is going to be. Luckily today, Jawan Jennings was at practice and at minicamp, even though his contract situation is still.
So is that murky. Alexis or Shirt? Are they both together right now? I guess
that's him.
Oh, that's Sherm.
I didn't know that was real name. I didn't know that was. I know. I'm sure. You guys think that the rookie running backs will drop in the live draft leagues or home leagues, or do you think they will get taken around their current ADP? I don't know, because the running back position is fun again. we saw last year a couple running backs, help our teams to, get to glory after a couple of years of us basically fading running backs and saying to ourselves, we got to go wide receiver. We got to go wide receiver. So I think that once some of the big names, the Bijan Robinsons, the Jahmyr Gibbs, those top guys, the James Cooks, they get taken. You'll start to see, Genty will probably be the first one. And then you'll see like Hampton, and it'll trickle down from Hampton to like everybody else. And a name that's going to drop down the board until we have more of a resolution to the situation is Judkins. A name that could be climbing up the board is Dylan Sampson, who is, going to be the prime benefactor of the situation. With
I was reading today, people are going to say Jerome Ford.
Jerome Ford will eventually lose that battle, but they can try to. They can. I mean, look, if you think it's Jerome Ford, bro, if you think it's Jerome Ford, power to you. I had people telling me Zach Moss was going to beat Chase Brown. So
Zach Moss got hurt.
We saw how that played out. And now Chase Brown's volume is going to go even higher now.
That was Zach Moss's fault for joining them, because I think Zach Moss showed that he can. Okay. Do you guys – I'm going to get to your question, Chris, but I'm going to answer Mikey's first. Do you guys think that rookie running backs will drop in live draft leagues or home leagues, or do you think they will get taken around their current ADP? I think –
depends on the name.
Depending on the name – I feel
Genty
like
will be getting picked.
I think like Caleb Johnson might not get picked quickly. I think Jalen Warren will get picked before him. Quinshawn's definitely not getting picked at the moment. I think Quinshawn still gets picked in the top 5 rounds of a dynasty draft, because dynasty is year to year, and you keeping them like you could just put them on the freaking bench or taxi.
Not in our 2 quarterback dynasty.
Probably not. I'm saying a traditional
That's
dynasty.
More like round 7, maybe.
Traditional dynasty, I think he gets picked in the 5th round.
Because if I don't have my 2 running backs starting yet, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't take him. I gotta have my guys already, and that means that's going to be a running back heavy draft for me if I'm going after him at that point in time.
Trayvon Henderson, I think, is going to get picked high.
Really, I thought Henderson and Johnson would be the ones to kind of drop. Because people were going to Genty.
You think
Hampton,
Ramondre Stevenson still gets picked high?
No. Stevenson will drop even lower. Henderson will get picked
first.
Genty's
going to be – somebody's going to pick Genty in the 1st round. We are going to be a part of some leagues where Ashton Genty is going to be picked in the 1st round.
Couldn't be me.
In some leagues, he's not gonna leave round 2.
Judge just.
I think Genty's gonna be picked before Christian McCaffrey is.
I think Genty goes in round 2 of a lot of redraft leagues.
Caleb Johnson, I think, is gonna go after Jalen Warren, because I think a lot of people are gonna be hesitant to put the rookie in over a guy that's already there. Again, though, I tell you, Jalen Warren had countless times to take over that role, and he had countless times they kept giving the ball to Najee Harris. Mike Tomlin is a stubborn man. When Mike Tomlin decides who his bell cow is, he runs the wheels off until the wheels can't go no more. Not saying anything, I still think Jalen Warren is going to be a fantasy. He's going to be a good RB2 or a flex.
You think every Steeler player is going to be a good fantasy player this year?
It's me. You know why I say Jalen Warren?
Anybody with the helmet on.
Why do I think Warren is going to be a flex worthy? He can get the ball out of the backfield through his hands. Not just running, he can get the catches. And I think there's going to be some dump balls by Rodgers to him. You're going to see some running back screens, especially with the 2 tight ends set up the blocking. And Jalen, as much as I have – listen, this is me talking about Jalen Warren.
Listen to you.
So I'm actually not being biased. You know how I used to always dog him? I'm telling you, like, he's going to get some games where he's going to have 50 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, and a touchdown. That's 16 points. That's flex worthy in most PPR leagues. Not to count, if you count the catches, maybe close to 20.
I'm expecting to see all these players on your fantasy teams. If you think they're going to produce the way you say they are, then you should be riding those same players to your fantasy championship.
Bro, I'm not doing the homer.
I want to see it. Each round,
my team is not going to be the Oscar Steelers. I got championships to win. I got to be smart in my decision making.
You got to be smart. Yeah. So all this crap that you're spewing about the Steelers isn't going to matter for fantasy football.
I still think Jaylen Warren, Pat Fry. Well, Pat's got to show me more.
I was the one who was defending Jaylen Warren for 2 years.
And now you're not.
Why you slandered that man's name for no reason.
But now all of a sudden, I've come around.
I can see clearly now.
The rain is gone.
Look at you. Everything's going to be great.
So
look at you.
So I think the top rookie, the people are going to go crazy, and people are going to pass up on names like Jamar Chase. Well, not Chase or Jetta, but a Derrick Henry, a CeeDee Lamb for Ashton Genty. I can see it.
That's crazy.
We draft in leagues where people are kamikazes, dog.
Genty.
I can see
like
him pick
Genty that much.
I can see him pick before AJ Brown.
To like Genty that much, I like Genty, but there's other players.
I'm just telling you, I see it, bro.
Steelers are going to win the division.
Now to go to
you can't win the division at 10-7, dog. Sorry. I think Ravens take it, and I think the
fan of the Kansas City Royals and of course the Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Jacoby, what's your true opinion of the Chiefs after the beatdown they took in the Super Bowl? The Kansas City Chiefs will still win the AFC West.
Maybe the AFC too.
Maybe the AFC too.
But I wouldn't be shocked if they get bounced before the Super Bowl this year.
I could see them losing the AFC title game.
Which is fine. It's okay. Like
it is what it is.
You know, like they'll be all right. I just think
because even the New England Patriots, during Tom Brady's dominance, they went 10 years without winning a Super Bowl. Now, did that have anything to do with punishment for Spygate? You know, we don't know.
They're back now, though.
However,
and they're America's sweetheart.
Even Tom Brady, who's many consider the greatest of all time, went through periods of once in a while getting bounced in a divisional round or losing in the AFC Championship and not making it to the Super Bowl. It happens. It's not going to mean the Chiefs are failures. It's not going to mean that Pat Mahomes sucks. It means none of that. It just shit happens. However, there's two teams that everybody and their mother, from NFL Network to ESPN to whatever's left of the FS1 sports shows after they canned everybody the other day.
Just first things first.
Yeah.
Nick Wright and Colin Cowherd is the only ones left.
You know, besides them, you know, I have a hard time picking the Buffalo Bills to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills had their opportunity on a silver platter this past year, and they completely shit the bed. The Baltimore Ravens had a silver platter 2 seasons ago and lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens went into Buffalo and got spanked. So it's tough, like, you know, it's tough for me to come out here and say, oh, the Chiefs, they're not going to go this far. They're not going to do this. I just look at them and they're still going to win. They're still the team to beat in the AFC regardless, bar none. Until Josh Allen can show you he can beat them in the playoffs, not in a freaking regular season game. Nobody gives a rat's ass about that. Josh, you could beat them as much as you want in the regular season, but my man, we're at this point in stage in your career where the only win that matters against the Kansas City Chiefs is in January. And if you can't do it, then everything you did during the regular season means nothing. The same goes for Lamar Jackson. You can beat the Chiefs all you want in the regular season, but if you can't do it in January, it doesn't matter. So right now, there may not be a team in the AFC at this moment that can beat them.
I think the Ravens have a better shot than the Bills.
As we all know, the season goes on, injuries happen, teams get momentum and they run it and go through it. It could be a surprise team that just comes out of nowhere and beats them in the playoffs, and we're like, oh, shit. However, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl because the Philadelphia Eagles are running pretty much the same championship team back.
I see the Super Bowl staying on the NFC side.
I could see that. Spoiler alert, I'm going to catch flack for this.
They're the better conference at this point.
They are the better conference, and the Eagles are still the better team on paper as we sit here on July 25th, 2025. Yeah. I can't sit here. That offense is coming back intact.
Eagles are the more complete team.
And everybody will say, well, Hurts barely threw for 3,000. Hurts barely threw. It didn't matter, did it? They still won. Hurts was unbelievable in the Super. Hurts, I give Eagles fans flack because I just like doing it. Hurts 2 Super Bowl appearances. He's put up a show.
Yeah.
He has put up a show.
He definitely balled out.
So
he deserved the MVP this last.
I'm not going to sit here and say the Kansas City Chiefs are going 10-7. I would be shocked they went 10-7. I still see that team going 12-5, 13-4. It's that simple. The Chargers got to prove. Justin Herbert's got to prove he could beat somebody in his division, like when it counts. The Raiders are the Raiders, and the Broncos are just too young in their infancy to be that team to overthrow them. (11-6). Adam Rank said that on the NFL Network. I bet you Adam Rank also put the Bears at 12-5.
It's hot take season, bro. It's July. It's hot take central, the hottest part of the year, and the takes get crazier and crazier.
I can't. No, I know the Chargers improved on paper. I know Marion Hampton is going to be a stud. A stud.
So Brock Purdy couldn't put up Hurts numbers with that Eagles team.
Does Brock Purdy run like Jalen Hurts?
He runs, but I don't know.
Does he run like Jalen Hurts?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he runs like him. But does Jalen Hurts throw like Purdy?
Guess what?
That kind of balances
Brock Purdy
out.
was in the Super Bowl. How'd he do?
That's what I'm saying. So but I've told you guys already, Hurts is the product of the system. You know what I mean?
We can't hate on it, but he's performing and it's winning
on it. It's working.
I'm done hating on it because you know what? They're freaking winning. So until someone can stop them from winning, what does it matter?
It's just a matter of trying to figure out who on the AFC side.
Who on the Giants is going to stop the Eagles? Who on the Dallas Cowboys is going to stop the Eagles? Who? The Commanders. The Commanders had their chance.
That's really what it is. We talked about it in the baseball.
It's the same thing. I can say the same thing about Brock Purdy on the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo was putting up numbers for the freaking 49ers.
So Purdy, we've had the conversation about Purdy, the system QB. We've had heated debates about that one.
Hurts ain't no Peyton Manning. It's just they win. The system's there to win, and they win.
Yeah, I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning or anything like that.
I don't think he's a cerebral quarterback. I just think
I'm giving him credit.
Regardless,
for last year.
Since he's been in the league, he's had winning seasons. He's not had a losing season.
And at the moment, his team is more complete, I think, overall than Kansas City is. But I like what Kansas City has done in the offseason.
I don't think Hurts is the guy people think he is. I'm telling you, I think he's an above-average quarterback. He's in the right system, has the right talent around him, and when the plays come in, he executes them.
Eagles have done a better job over the years of not exposing him like they did the year before when he couldn't read the zone defense and kept throwing the same exact interception.
And they figured it out, and look what he's done.
It was a turnover machine, and they figured out a way to prevent that, to their credit, and it works. And Vic Fangio's defense just got better and better and better.
They were shitty, and then it just went.
Now, the Kobe Dean landed on the PUP list today. That's something to look at, depending on how long
Eagles' defense starts slow every year, though. No matter, even with Andy Reid was the coach.
Yeah, first couple weeks.
They started slow every year.
Chalky.
By the middle of October, they just click.
Yeah.
The Chiefs' defense starts slow every year too. It must be the whole.
I think the Chiefs are more or less exactly where they were last year.
Yeah.
It's just a question of who on that side is.
Is Xavier Worthy going to show? Is Xavier Worthy going to get to where we think he should be?
He has a big shot because of Rashee Rice.
Yeah, Rashee Rice isn't going to be able to play, 1, because of injury, 2, because he's going to be suspended. So Xavier Worthy has a silver,
right
right there,
yeah,
bro.
Xavier Worthy is right there for him to just be a star this year. Like, it's all right there. Not saying Hurts is bad. All I'm saying, like earlier.
Well, timeout. Didn't Jalen Hurts go to the Super Bowl without Barkley? Didn't Jalen Hurts?
They were there. This is his second trip. This is his second trip.
Wasn't the game tied? Minus the I'm not going to say a questionable holding call, but it was. I would have.
The fumble sealed the deal.
Yeah, the fumble.
That's
the fumble in the first half gave the Chiefs the momentum. They kept running with it.
That's all they needed.
The Juju hold was a hold, but in most games that doesn't get called a hold. But you can't completely blame that. The defense faltered on the Eagles in the second half. They had a 10-point lead going into halftime. So
it's like, who's smart enough on the AFC side to watch what happened in that Super Bowl, copy that, take it into a matchup against Kansas City.
Finishes a high-scoring fantasy running back. That's a hot take right there.
It could happen. It could end up being the running back one when everything is said and done.
Alexi admitted that he shouldn't have traded him the other day. I forgot to say that.
He finally admitted it?
Yes.
Not for no damn Travis Kelce.
Yes, he did. He finally admitted it.
If you're going to trade him.
He said, I made a mistake. He admitted he made a mistake.
Look at that. But now he's got Bijan, so now he comes out. It takes years sometimes for people to be able to admit some of the mistakes that they make. However,
I basically swapped out Bijan for a Marion Hampton, and I swapped out Cook for Junkins, and it looked great before July 7th.
I feel when it comes to your boys, when it comes to KC, it's all about the matchups on that side, and I really feel like still to this day, Baltimore
I think regardless, though, Chris,
better.
I don't think it mattered offensively what they had. That defense destroyed y'all.
I think that Kansas City's level of confidence when they play Buffalo is so high that it doesn't matter what Buffalo does because Kansas City is just taking it down the field right there. Justin Fields will be a top 3 fantasy quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields is on my boom or bust list for a reason because that boom could be the type of boom where you damn well are in the top 5 statistically.
You don't hear about Bills fans, though. Mikey, take your Giants bias out of this question. Come on. Stop.
You don't hear Bills fans talking about Super Bowls they lost. So
be objective. Be a sports journalist.
Right now, they're talking about how they can't beat the Chiefs. That's the Bills story right now. It's not a Super Bowl. They can't get to the Super Bowl. And they don't match up well with Kansas City. Kansas City on a bad day.
I watched the Eagles beat the Chiefs. I haven't watched the Bills beat the Chiefs, and I haven't watched.
I watched the Eagles beat the Bills. Oh, they blew that game. Remember? Buffalo's
There's some good teams in the NFC for this year, bro.
Buffalo to me is the third best team on that side.
I think the Cowboys are going to be a wild card team. I think offensively they're gonna put up numbers.
Well, let's talk Cowboys. We're on the subject. I've been wanting to talk Cowboys. You knew I wanted to talk Cowboys today because I need to get your perspective on what was said during the presser.
Let them know what was said, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion.
From Parsons, you've got Jerry Jones coming up there talking about how he dances with the devil, and he said it about 3 or 4 different times. It kind of felt like listening to Joe Biden talk towards the end when he was calling people alley cats or whatever the case was.
I remember
this guy was saying, I've danced with the devil. He's talking about the time that Parsons has missed, talking about how the last time they gave a big contract to a player, said player got hurt. He's talking about his franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, as if Dak Prescott chose to get hurt in the first place. So terrible comparison. And then on the flip side,
it wouldn't have cost Jerry so much money had Jerry just signed Dak 2 years earlier.
Or that. And you've got Parsons on the other side with his group of media talking about how you see other teams protecting
and you
their
saw
top
who else
players.
Was with him.
Diggs was beside him, chirping in his ear, throwing names out there so that, it looked like he got stuck for a minute, and you hear Diggs throwing names of defensive players that got paid out there. And he comes out and says, if they don't want me here, I just got to, I respect and appreciate the business aspect of it. But just like, why are you guys even doing this right now? Or maybe this is just their way of doing it.
Listen, when Parsons gets his deal, it's going to be higher than Minkah Fitzpatrick. TJ Watts. It's number 1.
Is it going to be from the Cowboys?
It might not be.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, that too. Jerry said that Parsons missed 6 games when he only missed 4 games. Who's letting this old man, at least write something for him?
Bro,
You're letting him just spew his thoughts out there?
I thought the Bengals owner the other day, Mike Brown, when he was talking, was terrible. This took the cake. Because Mike Brown was saying some crazy shit the other day. I know y'all heard the Mike Brown talking about guaranteed money and I'm not going to pay you if you get arrested. How are you already calling your player getting arrested? Like, what?
It can't be.
If you knew there was red flags, why did you still draft him?
Bro, this dude kept saying dancing with the devil.
Now, 2 days later, you got Jerry Jones talking about dancing with the devil, games being missed. Guy I paid missed the season.
I don't remember what they were asking him. His response, his long-winded responses just threw me for a loop. I'm sitting there watching Good Morning Football, and I turned it up, and I'm just like,
he could have signed Parsons last year and it'd been $5 million cheaper a year. So when and if he does sign Parsons, you're looking at $45 a year.
Oh.
And Parsons has a better chance of getting that and fighting that for the simple fact that he's like 6 years younger than TJ Watt. Watt's 31. I think Parsons is what, 24, 20, maybe just about to turn 25. So he still has 4 to 5 years of prime football left.
He does.
So
he's got a strong case for why he should get paid.
Yeah, so that's why if Jerry don't pay him, somebody else will pay him.
Which makes the comments.
And if Jerry has no intentions of paying him, then Jerry should trade him after the season. Because someone's going to give a first and a second for him. I don't care what anybody says. Micah Parsons is too damn talented for someone not to give up first and second round pick for him.
It'll be a blockbuster.
And I can guarantee you, Washington would send that package over like that.
And get him.
And pay them.
And get exactly what they need.
I could see Buffalo doing the same thing. Say they don't want to send them to the NFC. I could see Kansas City doing it. So it's not like there won't be takers. What he's saying is crazy. Just shut up, old man. You paid Zeke when you didn't have to. Zeke pretty much said, you're going to pay me. You paid him, and then he was never good after that.
And then using the example of paying your franchise
quarterback. I think he had one more good year. I think he had 1 or maybe 2 good years after that, and it was done.
That was forgettable. Yeah. There wasn't much that happened after that.
There was no need to pay him. There was no need to pay Zeke. None.
Yeah.
You're the idiot that chose to do it. The guy you should have gave a contract to at that point was your quarterback. Your 4th-round quarterback who was only making about $800,000 a year, maybe plus incentives, $2 million. You were running through that when you could have signed him back then for Zeke, instead of Zeke. And then you could have used Zeke's money to go get another defender or another lineman or.
So in the long run, this is just going to cost them more money.
I'm not wishing death upon anybody, but the Dallas Cowboys won't win a championship
until the old man croaks.
Until the old man either passes away or gives up his power.
He's not going to give up.
Because
clearly, by his recent statements, he's just like Ric Flair having that last match. He's no different. He just can't
some of these owners, like, where are their kids at to force,
His son was sitting right next to him.
And he probably just look at him like,
his son's sitting right next to him.
He probably had the nervous smile on his face.
And there's nothing he can do about it. He's literally right beside him.
Because the worst part is,
it was Jerry Jones.
It's his son that has to, start the negotiations. And when Parsons hears that, he probably looks at him like, bro, really?
It's Jerry Jones, it's Stephen Jones, and it's the new head coach. They're all lined up. And the new coach is talking about being excited about the opportunity. I'm like, oh, buddy.
All the coaches out there.
You sound like a clapper right now, bro.
All the coaches out there, you pick Brian Schottenheimer, who's never even had a top 10 offense in this league as an offensive coordinator. You picked him because he's a yes man, because everybody you probably wanted to bring in didn't want to deal with you. Simple. That's why you kept Jason Garrett for so long. He did everything you said.
And that's what the new guy sounds like, Jason Garrett.
Mike McCarthy did what he wanted. Mike McCarthy was a little bit more on his own and did a little more of his own, but you can still see the imprint of Jerry Jones.
Yeah. I think
that's not how it should be done.
I think the presser basically buried the new coach.
If you hired someone to run your football team, let them run your team. I don't understand it.
I think they just sometimes do it just to grab the headlines because in his mind, it's like at least they're talking about us. But like as a 90-year-old man,
bro, if I would have come to Jerry Jones right now, like if you rubbed a lamp and a genie opened up and he said, I want to win a Super Bowl. I want my team to win the Super Bowl. And the genie looked at him, well, that means you can't make any more personnel decisions. Get back in the damn lamp. That's what he would do.
Like you didn't have like Michael Irvin back in the day doing something like that. And he was a crazy dude. But
if
like
you go,
we're talking about like prime
like
Dallas.
making deals with the devil, like he just said.
Dancing with the devil. Dancing with the devil.
If he went to the devil and the devil told him, hey, I could get you to win the Super Bowl 3 straight years, but you can't run the team as a GM no more. I guarantee he'd turn and walk around and walk away.
You have been dancing with the devil since you got rid of Jimmy Johnson because he wasn't putting up with your shit. And that 96 team that won was Jimmy Johnson's team that you won with.
They were gifted that game.
Like, that was Jimmy Johnson's core group.
That was Neil O'Donnell throwing the ball to a defender where there was nobody around.
You guys screwed up. I don't care about that part. What I'm saying is your only success, one of the biggest parts and pieces of your success, you got him out of the building for a reason, for multiple reasons. You couldn't handle the one man that you hired that would step up to everything and challenge everything that you said. And look what he did for you. Look what he brought to you.
He fired a guy after they won the Super Bowl. Think about that.
You're done here. You're done here.
If you never fire Jimmy Johnson, there's a strong chance, even though it's disgusting to say out loud, the Cowboys probably could have won the Super Bowl 4 years in a row.
He won you back-to-back.
There's a strong chance the 49ers, Steve Young never gets the monkey off his back.
And you can't even sit there and act like you did it without him in 96 because that was his team.
It was pretty much exactly his team. The only person you added was Dion. That's it.
All that talent was still there.
All you added was Dion. Barry Switzer was not a good NFL head coach because after that year, that team was never the same again.
Well, 49ers beat him next year. The 49ers finally got over the hump of the Cowboys after the following year.
Barry Switzer's first year.
Yeah, 95.
And then 95-96 season, they won the championship.
Yeah.
And then after that, 96, 97, 97, 98, 98, 99, like
they were dancing with the devil. Just dancing with the devil for 30 years. And doing nothing. And in my eyes, like right now, as presently constructed, they're looking very 98.
I'm Micah Parsons. I'm not participating in a single damn 11-on-11 at all. I'll do the individual drills. I'll warm up with my team. I'll hit the sleds on the side away from area. I'll do what TJ Watt did in the 2021 training camp summer, where he did all his work on the side, then he got his deal, and then Watt went on to be the defensive player of the year that year. The players aren't holding out no more because the way the contract and the CBA is designed, they really can't.
There's nothing in it.
But they can do the hold in. And I expect him to do the hold in. He'd be a fool. He'd be a fool to step on a field and participate in a preseason game or a scrimmage. The first time he touches a field shouldn't be until September, the first Thursday of September for the Eagles game.
He can still be franchise tagged twice, right?
Yes. And is this his 5th-year option?
Yeah.
It is.
Right? Already? Right?
Yeah, 21, 22. Yeah.
It's 5th year.
After this, they got to tag him.
Jerry still has the leverage. Right? Overall,
yeah.
Jerry kind of still has the leverage in the situation.
Let me see something.
Because at the end of the day, no matter what or who is saying what, they can just tag him. And still have that in their back pocket moving forward. And probably have that done before Trey Hendrickson gets paid by whoever ends up paying him. Because, I mean, he's going somewhere. Maybe Detroit? Like, Detroit, you look into that. I mean, bolster your defense up a little bit with a Hendrickson. I don't really know what their financial situation is, but they're trying to get the bad taste out of their mouth of embarrassing loss to the Washington Commanders last year. Jerry Jones says there is no frustration that new deal has not. I'm appreciative of Minka being here. More statements from the presser, from the old man and his son, and the new head coach, who honestly just has no idea what he's getting himself into. And I'm interested to see what his life expectancy is as the head coach of that football team, depending on how this year plays out for them.
All right, so if he gets, they don't sign him, they tag him, it's $28 million for 1 year.
$28 million.
It's going to be between 26 and 28. Wow. However, the second year, that number jumps up to like 35, almost 40 million. So in 2 years, he would make $55 million, almost 56.
Is it going to take y'all?
But after that,
it
doesn't matter. After that, and he's tagged twice.
That's it.
He's an unrestricted free agent. Yeah. And here's the key thing. Yeah. Say he were to go to another team and get tagged again, he can never be tagged again, like the Kirk Cousins situation.
Yeah. Yep. So I feel like a tag is the realistic move for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah.
That's like the draw 4 card that you drop on them. Like, here you go. Boom.
Oh, that's Grok.
Fantasy Pros asking me, reminding me about my renewal for the subscription. I'll worry about that later on. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how that plays out, because we've talked about it. We've talked about the connection that he has with Dan Quinn, who's out in Washington right now, and what a sight for sore eyes it will be to see Parsons in the burgundy and yellow playing the Cowboys 2 times a year for the coach that he actually wants to play for an up-and-coming team, a team that some people think is going to take a step back, but I think are going to actually take a step forward this year on the NFC side, and we'll be right there once again, probably challenging Philly to try to, for all the marbles on that side. Commanders, Rams, Detroit, San Francisco. Some good teams on that side, man. I don't think the Cowboys match up well with any of those right now, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
I was right. It would be about $35 million for the second year. He's looking at.
You lock him into a deal.
He's looking at almost 29. It's $28.808 million for 2026, and then 34.57 for 2027.
Micah Parsons heading into the final season of his rookie contract.
So $24
million on the 5th-year option.
So in 3 years, he would earn, including the 5th-year option and 2 tags, looking at $80 million. And the thing about the cap, it's once you sign your franchise tag, it's fully guaranteed. And I know players don't like it because they could get hurt and all the other stuff that comes with it, but it's guaranteed, and you can't take anything from you.
This might go without saying.
Maybe instead of worrying about getting weed off the banned substance list when you did your CBA a couple of years ago, maybe you should have fought to get the franchise tag removed from contracts.
This feels like one of those things where karma is going to get the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're going to pay even higher like they did for Dak Prescott.
They're going to, you have to pay him more.
They should have gave Prescott either, if they weren't going to.
Which makes what
if Jerry you're going to talk what he said about Prescott, basically saying Prescott's name without saying it, then you shouldn't have signed him. Should have let him walk, right?
Yeah, using that as an example is like wild, because we're not talking about just another player.
Someone fell off the raft when the Browns did the helmet reveal.
Jeez. Steelers defense is going to be top 3 this year.
I don't think top 3, but I think they're going to be top 5.
Top 7.
I think they're going to be way better. I'm telling you, they're going to be way better than last year.
Top 7, I'll take. I got to see that. I got to see what that run defense looks like, because Derrick Henry ran them over. So if they've recovered from that, the teeth of that front 7 is back where it needs to be, then yeah, I'll hop on board with that take for now.
The crossover we all wanted, guys.
That's wild.
Look at this one.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool. Where's that at?
Somebody's revealing San Diego Comic-Con reveals right now, and it looks like Mattel's entering a partnership with Street Fighter in preparation since Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes have both been cast
Oh
in
yeah,
a
that's
Street
right.
Fighter
That's
movie.
right.
So
They're
let's
both in there.
capitalize
Damn.
and let's get their
8-0.
action figures.
Toronto's starting to pour it on now. 8-4 Blue Jays as they scored again. Rays are up 6-4 on the White Sox right now. Phillies are down 6-5 because Luzardo ended up shitting the bed at some point after the Phillies were up 5-0. Everybody was hitting dingers, and now nobody's hitting nothing. Those are only a couple of games tonight because most of the teams play
piggyback
during the day.
on Sherm's talking about the defense, Mike Tomlin today on Jalen Ramsey's position. We are going to start him regardless. Where we move him around and things really depends on what offenses are doing. Make no mistake, those top three corners, Jalen Ramsey, Slay, and Joey Porter Jr., they're going to be on the field. I don't care what personal grouping offenses come out in. They're coverage people. Describe them however you wish to describe them. They're capable of covering eligibles and minimizing the successfulness of offensive passing games. Oh, Isaac Samalu has been placed on the NFI, non-football injury, to start the training camp. That means he showed up out of shape.
Let me check that now that I check this real quick.
We got our third Steeler fan in the house.
Yeah, Serge is in the building. Steelers fans are showing up. Kenneth Walker, ankle, does everything at practice Wednesday. Shaquille Griffin battling illness. Nick Folk looking to play 18th season in the NFL. Nick Bosa held to individual drills on Wednesday. Trent Williams limited to individual drills on Wednesday. Christian McCaffrey limited to individual drills Wednesday. Ricky Pearsall expected to practice Sunday. Noah Fant visits with the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson placed on reserve do not report list. Of course, with tying into what you were saying about the Cincinnati situation. Will Levis shoulder officially placed on IR, season-ending IR. Jalen Reagor.
That guy made sure not to get cut so he can still get paid. So that's why he did. Business move. Sure, business move.
The Mayo commercial money is going to run out eventually. Jacob Cohen suffers hamstring injury, so another wide receiver down for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't really know the severity of it, but Shanahan came out and said that he suffered a hamstring injury at practice today. Juwan Jennings was at practice. I mentioned that earlier. Jalen Carter, shoulder, missed practice today for the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Dillon getting reps with the first team offense on Wednesday. Daniel Jones begins with the first team offense on Wednesday. Jalen Polk absent from practice on Wednesday. Zaire Franklin missed practice. Damian Pierce on the PUP list and Kobe Dean on the PUP list.
Unrelated to sports, somebody just leaked a image of John Bernthal on the set of Spider-Man.
Okay.
As we all know, he's reprising his role as the Punisher for that movie.
Nice. Oh, Joe Mixon placed on the NFI list. So it's wild. 2 Texans running backs. Players. You've got Damian Pierce on the PUP list, Joe Mixon on the NFI list. All of a sudden, the only healthy running back there is Nick Chubb. How? How did that happen? The fall of Damian Pierce is serious. Remember a couple years back when Damian Pierce was like the hot commodity in league drafts and redraft leagues, and he was going to be that next bell cow running back. And now you're losing your spot to the old timers. You can't even stay healthier than Nick Chubb.
From Andrew Brandt, this will make you guys go, wow.
That's rough.
A key number from the Packers annual report. As you all know, the Packers are owned by the city of Green Bay. There is no owner.
Yeah, the city owns the team.
$432.6 million. That's how much each team received from the NFL before adding any local revenue. The NFL player salary cap was $255 million. Some $180 million less than the teams earned just from national revenue. These are the salaries, and that's how much each team got this year.
How much money the league made.
That's why I can't feel bad. I can't feel bad for owners when they don't want to pay, like especially Mike Brown. Like, yeah, I get like the Hendrickson. He's an older player. He's like in the age range of TJ Watt. But make a short deal, bro. Do a 2-year deal. Give him a little upfront money this year and then let him leave. Like, I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you pay all your offensive players.
You gotta spend money. You gotta lock in your main guys, dude. You gotta lock in your core. That's the core of that group, regardless of what anybody says, is Joe Burrow and his wide receivers. That's what he wanted. They're doing what Joe Burrow wants.
This one will get you. This will get a pop out of some of y'all. Buck star quarterback Baker Mayfield was asked how the Cleveland Browns can fix their quarterback position problem. Not my problem anymore.
Why would they ask him that?
When I was healthy, I was starting to get pretty damn good there.
What else is he supposed to say?
Yeah. Did you think he was just going to go, oh, yeah.
Come on, bro. They're fishing when they're asking people questions like that. Got to pay the guys that can put points up. That's what it is at the end of the day, bro. That's what it is. Because guess what? Everybody's going to be giving the Bengals shit if they let a Jamar Chase walk free. Don't matter. Don't matter what the Bengals do.
I would have let Higgins walk, but I would have kept Chase at all costs.
Bengals owner Mike Brown on defensive end Trey Hendrickson. He deserves a raise. He's important to us. As you get the big screen, we've got NFL Network on right now so that we can keep up with any live updates that aren't getting to our phone. As we're sitting here for On the Money podcast,
Twitter to find like the latest stuff.
What do you guys think about the Shamir Stewart contract talks with the Bengals?
I don't understand if you
just mess.
They're trying to make sure if he gets arrested, gets in trouble, gets suspended, that they don't got to pay him. If you felt as though that player, he's the only one they're putting this lingo in his contract. They didn't do it to their first round pick last year or the year before or the year before that. So you're kind of singling him out.
Which he's seeing, you know?
And
that's something that he can bring up. Like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, like you don't. So they're doing it to like, yo, you need defensive help. He's going to be cheaper than what most people be. So why the hell are you getting him in there?
Peanuts.
The longer he doesn't come to camp for a rookie, like I don't care what anybody says. It's different for a vet. A vet can miss training camp, go play the first game, be a little, woozy wazzy, but by week 3, he's his normal self. A rookie needs training camp, whether you're first round, second round, third round.
They won't be able to catch up to the speed of the game.
Yes,
they're not like out
and
there.
you might just ruin your whole rookie year.
You're not going to be able to catch up to the speed of the NFL game, and it'll set you back, and you just become a forgotten part on the bench.
Yeah, Boba Fett hit a home run too.
Yeah, we're getting smoked after I thought we had a shot here tonight, but it's not looking good for the Yanks. It's 8-4 right now. Sucks losing to the team that's leading in the division right now. It's the top of the 8th. Hopefully we can do something, maybe a little bit more magic like last night, but it ain't looking good, man. Them Blue Jays they're a good baseball team this year. I gotta give them credit. Can't be bigger than the program. Yeah, the timing of everything that's going on with that football team is just a little
bad.
Wild. They're going to be must-see TV though, regardless. Like I'm looking forward to seeing like how they come out, what they look like, and how somebody who I think should have been under fire a long time ago, maybe this year, can get his comeuppance if this don't work out. And I'm talking about that head coach who has lived out his expiration date. Long
said
lived
that shit
it
for years.
Long
people thought I was crazy.
It.
People said I was a hater. No, the guy's not a good head coach.
Because I want to see Joe Burrow with a good head coach and see what could potentially come out of that.
If they start off 1-3 again this year, like this is the AFC, you might have a chance now because the AFC is as strong as it normally is.
AFC 1-3, you'll be all right. 1-3 in the AFC.
You're pretty much putting yourself out of contention for the division again.
It makes it tough. It makes it tough.
Especially if 3 of those losses are AFC teams.
Because you've got teams in the North and teams in the West that are going to be sending multiple teams to the playoffs. So you go to 1-3, now you're competing with the second and third place teams in every division. Now you're trying to keep up with the Broncos and trying to keep up with the Texans, Jaguars, whatever the case is, as far as like who's actually taking charge of their divisions. Because right now, like as far as my division goes with the South, I'm split at this point between Houston and Jacksonville winning it this year. I just don't know. There's just a lot of uncertainty there. It's going to take a lot less wins than some of the other divisions, though. I'll tell you that.
I agree.
But another topic that I wanted to touch on for tonight, you know what I mean, to add a little bit of a fantasy aspect to it. I've been doing a little bit of research here. I got my ESPN Fantasy Football book, one of the first of a couple magazines that I will be using for research purposes as I prepare for drafts during draft season. And one of the articles in here that I found interesting was touchdown regression candidates. Last year, we saw a couple of players who were just lighting it up each and every week, multiple touchdowns per game. And we know it's kind of hard to match that number. It's kind of hard to match 18 to 20 touchdowns for anybody, no matter who you are. You're just the game of football is just
that's not going to happen again this year.
Different. And it's funny because the first name on the list of touchdown regression candidates is none other than James Cook, who, and this is off of ESPN, got one at CVS. Last one though. Nice. I got this one when Heather and I went to ShopRite. ShopRite has actually smartened up now. And now when you're going to get in line to put everything up front, they have this alongside like the gossip magazines and all that other stuff that they try to push. So, you know, good on them to make it easier to access my fantasy football magazine so I can get my research done. But James Cook, last year, 2024, 18 touchdowns. This year, James Cook is projected for 13 touchdowns. Still pretty good. Yeah, still awesome. But, you know, again, 18 touchdowns is hard to match. Number 2, Scary Terry, who last year, and he's a touchy subject right now with everything going on with him, and not knowing when he's actually going to be on the field and when they're going to figure out that situation, which, you know, it would behoove them to do it.
Matter of fact.
But Scary Terry, 2024, 13 touchdowns. He's only projected for 6 in 2025. Half of what he got last year.
Why?
Could it be this negotiation process that is, you know, they're taking into account? I got that in Matthew Berry's book. Nice. I'll probably end up ordering one. I believe I bought one in store last year, and then I ordered one on Amazon, and I was just running off of 2 different books because I'll bring them to the draft, and in case I'm at a live draft where they don't have sheets, I'm just crossing names off. Yeah, he's on the NFI list. Mm-hmm. He's been put on the NFI list, and so they work out, you know, that situation. But yeah, he's projected to score half of the touchdowns that he scored last year in an offense that we're still expecting to be a high octane offense. So I don't know, something's got to give there. Number 3, a surprising name on the list, Mark Andrews, who last year had 11 touchdowns.
It doesn't even feel like that.
It doesn't feel like he had 11 touchdowns, but he did. Mark Andrews had 11 touchdowns last year. He is projected for 7 touchdowns in 2025. You got, you know, potential for Isaiah Likely to come into, you know, the fold and take a little bit more of the workload off of him. And maybe Zay Flowers, who I'm not sold on, but it don't matter. My personal opinion, Zay Flowers could end up having a better year this year. Bateman, if he's healthy. You know, Derek, there's a lot of different aspects of that offense to where, you know, maybe this year Mark Andrews doesn't get in the end zone as much. I didn't realize he got in as much as he did. But number 4, we've got Jahmyr Gibbs. 20 touchdowns last year for Jahmyr Gibbs in the Detroit Lions offense. Yeah, 20 touchdowns. This year, he's projected to still score 13 touchdowns. So still a great season for him. And last but not least on the list, none other than the man himself, the man who will potentially be the first skill position player drafted, not just in our 1 QB leagues, but in 2 quarterback leagues, none other than the man himself, Jamar Chase, who had 17 touchdowns last year in 2024. He is only projected for 10 touchdowns in 2025, which is still pretty awesome. But, you know, 17's a lot. They're not going to project the guy for 17 touchdowns. They're going to give you a safe number, and then it's up to you to decide, okay, over or under. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of the game. Yep, James Cook, Scary Terry, Mark Andrews, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jamar Chase. I got the Fantasy Black Book, changed my game completely. I stand by that book. What, the Black Book? Was that something new that you got this year?
I got it last year.
What, the fantasy black book?
Yeah.
Oh.
You seen how I did in a decent amount of the leagues. I was pretty there. I was there. Only the league I was terrible at was True Legends.
Mm.
Speaking of True Legends draft, it will be held here.
It's going down here?
Yep.
Same day as the On the Money Sports draft?
Yep.
Okay.
I do not have to leave the house.
Nice little break in between. We're chilling. We're hanging out. Get to bask and reflect on the decisions made on draft day in the home league, and then follow that up with one of my other main league drafts back to back. Boom, boom, boom. It's just a question of, during that draft, what stipulations are going to be added to this league? Are we going to go back in time, back to the antiquated age of one quarterback?
I don't know.
Or are we going to keep things spicy and keep it 2 quarterbacks?
We're here.
It's the wave of the future, bro.
It's going to be here.
Washington Commanders are winning the division. Hot take. I like that take. I like that take. A part of me wants to get on board with that take because I feel like the Commanders have what it takes.
Oh, Rashawn Slater didn't participate in practice either for the Chargers?
I think the Commanders have what it takes to actually win the whole damn conference. I think that they can do it.
It's going to be tough.
It depends on how they go about handling situations like this Scary Terry thing right here. You got to lock them in. You got to bring them back.
They don't lock them in and say for some craziness they traded them, that diminishes
your quarterback, your young quarterback who is looking like what could be one of the future faces of the league, needs his wide receiver. You guys don't get this deal done, this could potentially, like, your 15 minutes of fame could be gone just like that by making one false move while you're still on your rise. Like, this Commanders team isn't even at their peak. They're not at their prime yet. They're playing with house money still. But if you don't get this deal done, you don't got to worry about paying. You don't got to worry about paying anybody else right now. Jaden, you're paying him peanuts to go out there and sling it. Scary Terry, though, we just last year
he should be sending a text
touchdowns
out soon. But as of right now, the draft is here at Casa de Money.
You'll already be here, so we're chilling, bro.
I don't know how like Twin and Merc and them are gonna like it because, as you know, there's no smoking in this house.
Just have to step outside,
make your pick, go outside, puff, puff, puff,
and miss what happens while
you're smoking. Smoke your cigarette, vape your vape, and
you're gonna miss out on
when someone taps that basement window. Get your ass back down here.
Oh, you sent it.
Okay,
there you go.
Good man. I gotta order the board. I gotta order the hoodies.
Show Amazon. I might order that.
There's a lot I got to do this weekend.
The two-tone blue Tennessee hoodies that everybody will be sporting on draft day for the group photo. I absolutely love it. I can't wait. I got to
hurry up and do it before Crystal resumes college.
You guys are going to look so great.
Sometimes she starts early.
You guys are going to look so great in the On the Money Sports hoodies. Sick picks draft at Casa de Money.
You can, but...
Oh, shit.
I'm not supplying shit. I will sit there.
Really happening.
I will sit there and entertain and talk shit.
Oh yeah, you're not in sick picks.
Nope,
that's right.
I'm good.
You're not in. Not even if you get
but Mikey
the hot tag.
Still yanked me in another league in that quarterback dynasty. So
that's gonna be fun.
He still found a way to get me out.
That is going to be fun. I'm telling you, that is like the only reason I've even been doing my.
And that's
drafts.
The same day as sick picks, right?
Yes, that night. Sick picks is the day game, and then for the doubleheader, the night game is going to be the Dynasty of Arms 31 round 2 quarterback Dynasty League draft, bro. I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait. I'll bring whatever we need, bro. Yeah, I'll got you or whatever.
Let me talk to Chris. Oh wait, you know what? I can't. What time are you trying to do that? I work.
Do we just
the 23rd? I work.
Do we go to B Dubs or something? What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do for sick picks? You let me know.
And I don't get out till 3:00. And matter of fact, I have a birthday party I got to go to.
Oh, that day for the sick picks?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Edgar's daughter's first birthday. Kiana Luciano.
We'll work out the details.
Listen,
I was thinking noon. That's perfect. That's what I mean. That's around the time we did for
can't host the dog. I mean, I do trust the man next to me. where I can unlock everything, but it's, I don't know.
Too trivial.
Yeah. It's different if it's a Sunday afternoon and I'm not around. I'm like, yo, just go. Here's the code.
Right.
The dogs ain't going to bother you because they love you.
Let's just bring the board to B-dubs, bro. Sick Picks draft.
I mean, you can go. If you want, you call B-dubs. They supply you with a board. You just got to buy that package deal.
I hope you do that, dude. I need a win.
I remember. I don't know if they. I know. I used to always do my drafts there because they would give you a free board.
My first ever fantasy draft was at Wild Wings.
Sorry, Mike.
No, I'll figure it out. Let's do it at the link. Oh man, yeah.
That was a touchy subject.
Sorry, Mike. I love you, buddy. I'm looking forward to going out to the Bronx with you, Heather, Matt, and seeing Phillies
this
versus
weekend,
Yankees
right?
This weekend. It's going down. Friday night, Anthony Volpe bobblehead night. We'll be in the building. Saturday afternoon, we will be in the house for game 2 of the series between Phillies, Yankees. It's turning into the yearly tradition. Next year, Yankees will be going to Citizens Bank. We'll be going to that game. This is the last time that we will be playing each other unless both of our teams end up getting to the
World
big
Series.
Dance of the World Series, which in that case, if that were to happen, whether it's Philly, whether it's New York, we're going. It doesn't matter. We will be in the house. They won't get a dime from me. I'm sorry. I just had to throw it out there. We're spitting ideas out there. I like the idea of drafting at Wild Wings. I think that would be fun for our 12-man league. There's a lot of us, you know what I mean? And I think that's the space that it provides there would be like, good. Yep, game 1 and 2. But we'll figure it out. We got a month. And in between that time, we've got more coverage of what's going on with training camp. We've got more hot takes. We've got more feedback on some of the bigger names and teams in the offseason as we
memories.
Got Oscar over here looking at pictures of Big Ben with AB standing next to each other, reminiscing on
what a connection, man.
But yeah. And in August, don't forget, breakdowns. Chris, Jacoby, if you're still watching, we are going to be starting our breakdowns of divisions with your beloved AFC West, NFC West. We're breaking down some big names. We're talking Chiefs. We're talking Chargers, Rams, 49ers. So that first week of August, our first official breakdown, we're breaking down both sides of the West, who we think is going to win, who we think is going to be that tough team that just can't seem to figure it out in the last 2 minutes of the game, and what that could mean for the future of both those divisions and where they are, some of the wild cards, some what ifs, what could go right, what could go wrong. And then we're going to pull up the beloved schedules here and do some comparisons. It all starts with the NFC and AFC West. First week of August is going down. I guess it depends how much Wild Wings charge. Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember what it was for you?
I'm looking right now.
Oscar's looking at it because
I'm going to do it right now for you guys.
So On the Money Sports, my first league, my first time doing it, we did it at B-Dubs, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it was.
The Oktoberfest was flowing, as it will be again this year, and I cannot wait. I think that pretty much covers that. I got my list of boom or bust, but we can always save that for next week so we can have a talking point for that.
Let me skip
got some fantasy football projection points here.
Let me go on Twitter.
I don't know how to do that either. He wants to be able to join through, and we would have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Is it like a double shot type of deal where we would?
What I can do is send a link to you next time. I was trying to figure it out while we were on the moon, but you know what?
It's hard to do it when we're actually.
I didn't want to experiment live, so what we'll do is I'll experiment throughout the week, figure it out, and sure.
We try to figure it out before we go live, and I think it will work out a lot easier for us to be able to just run the show like that, and then that way it's you can get on, and whoever else wants to be able to get on that way. I know we discussed doing the idea with Mikey on the nights where he's not able to make it, but screen on screen type of deal, and just get in here and talk sports because this is the best time of year to be able to talk sports, bro. This is where it's all going down, man. Not a single game has been played yet. It's all projection, speculation, rumor, innuendo, day-to-day reports from the beat writers who, to me, the beat writers are the actual ones who, a lot of them aren't necessarily fans of the team. They sort of that's their job. pretty much. They get stuck with a team that they get stuck with. And the beat writers are the actual ones that are seeing these players at camp and, interacting with them. Sometimes you can't rely too heavily on every single notification that you get from your phone. As Mikey said earlier to Oscar, check your sources. It's important.
Speaking of that, let me go on my Twitter. So I know
it's important to do that.
Could have sworn I retweeted that.
But, I think that pretty much covers tonight's podcast, right? You got anything else?
Hold on. Let me go back to sources.
Oh, what the hell's going on here? Yankees are still losing. Athletics and Rangers are tied 1-1 here in the top of the 7th. You've got the Rays up 2 on the White Sox, 7-5 at the top of the 7th. The Phillies and the Red Sox, top of the 9th, 2 outs, are tied at 6 apiece. And in a day where most of the baseball action happened during the day, those are the only 4 games going on right now. So
the guy is Wesley Steinberg. He's an NFL and New York Giants insider, ASMR Sports representative. So he's also. So we'll see. Where there's smoke, there's. I would not be in a rush to sign either one of them. I'd wait to see how this year plays out.
Well,
can you imagine how much Lawrence Taylor would make in his prime if he was playing now? That would be crazy.
He wouldn't be allowed to be Lawrence Taylor the way the league is now. He'd be getting fined, suspended for some of the hits that he was laying on people when he was, in his prime.
Thank you. We appreciate it, man.
Yo, keep tuning in, bro. We appreciate you. Appreciate the conversation. Appreciate the time that you took to kick it here with us. You know what I mean? I know we conversate a lot when we're in the parties on the, on Xbox, but next week we'll be here, same time, same place, and maybe we'll have it figured out to where you'll be able to jump in and we'll have you on the show and we're breaking everything down, especially when we decide what date we're going to be breaking down the NFC, AFC North. We're definitely going to have you as part of that conversation so that we can get the perspective of, Steelers fans, and hopefully we can find some Ravens fans out there or something. Just a different look, a different perspective. Because I'm going to have to be the voice for those other teams because there's already enough Steelers fans that are going to be in here yapping about the black and yellow. So I'm going to have to provide the perspective from the other teams, the Bengals and the Ravens, and why I feel like they also have a strong argument to make the playoffs, to win the division, etc. Notice I left the Browns out of that because I've already placed them where they belong. I don't have to wait until August to tell you.
Zach Taylor said quarterback Joe Burrow will play more this preseason than ever before as the team looks to start the season faster than years past. That's a little scary.
Zach Taylor is an idiot, I think.
Can you imagine he gets hurt?
Who knows? You say that about a lot of guys.
But you don't need to start them. Don't start them.
Folks, we appreciate it. We appreciate the supports. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Get ready for the content to be revved up to the next level as we get closer and closer to football season. Next week, we will have less than 40 days before kickoff of the 2025 NFL season. And I feel it in my plums. Sean, thanks for tuning in right at the end, buddy. Appreciate you, bro. As always, you guys be safe. Have a good night out there. And I am already looking forward to seeing you guys on next week's episode of On the Money Podcast.
The night before the first preseason game.
That's right. See ya.
Football next Thursday.